Welcome to class 10th chapter 2. Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Nelson Mandela was a great hero who gave freedom to the blacks in South Africa. He became the first black president of South Africa when his party came to power in democratic election in 1994. This passage forms a part of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela titled Long Walk to Freedom. Here we find a description of the inauguration ceremony held in the Union Building attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries. Nelson Mandela gives a message of peace and unity of mankind. He hopes that in the new regime there will be no exploitation of man by man. There will be no room for racism and segregation in the new order. Summary of the lesson: Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than three centuries of white rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic election of South Africa history. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building Amphitheatre in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. The blacks in South Africa were deprived of their rights, equality, and human dignity. After the Boer War, the white groups in South Africa patched up their differences. They imposed a system of racial discrimination against the black people of their own land. Thousands of black patriots sacrificed their lives fighting for the rights and freedom of their people. Ultimately, their struggles and sacrifices led the blacks to victory under Nelson Mandela. Their victory was a common victory of humanity, for peace, for justice, and for human dignity. Apartheid created a deep and lasting wounds in the people. The decade of exploitation and oppression of the black produced heroes like Tambos, Sislers, and others. These black heroes were men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. Nelson Mandela learned the meaning of courage from such brave comrades. Courage is the victory over fear. Nelson Mandela thought that every man has twin obligations. He has a duty towards his wife and children and an obligation to his people and country. That was why he joined ANC. It was his desire for freedom of his people and country. Important questions from the lesson. First question is, where did the oath taking ceremony take place? The oath taking ceremony took place in Union Building of Pretoria. What promise does Mandela make in the beginning of opening of his oath taking speech? Mandela thanks all the international leaders and guests as he calls it an occasion of joy and victory for justice. He promises that countries shall not again experience for oppression of one by another. What ideals did Mandela set out for the future of South Africa in his speech? Mandela set out ideals for the future of South Africa because he had deep feelings for his country and countrymen. He pledged to liberate all the people from poverty, deprivation, and discrimination. What freedom means to Mandela in childhood. During childhood, the meaning of freedom for Mandela was quite limited. He considered it to be free to run in the fields, to swim in clear stream, free to roast maize and ride the board backs of slow moving bulls. What did Mandela think for oppression and oppressed? Mandela always thought that both oppressed and oppressed were deprived of their humanity. Oppressed is a prisoner of hatred while oppressed has no confidence in humanity, so both of them need to be liberated. What do you understand by apartheid? Apartheid is a political system that divides people according to their race. In this system, black colored people in South Africa were not free even to discharge their personal and social obligations of being parents, sons, and husbands, etc. How is courage related to the brave man according to the author of the lesson? The author believes that courage is not the absence of fear, but it is the triumph over it. The brave man is not the one who does not feel fear of any kind, but he is the one who has courage to conquer it. Why was Nelson Mandela changed into a bold man? Nelson Mandela was changed into a bold man due to his desire of freedom for his country and his countrymen. He wanted to live a life with dignity as he could not enjoy the limited freedom. Next question is, what are the twin obligations referred by Nelson Mandela? According to Nelson Mandela, every man has two obligations in life. The first obligation is to his family, to his parents, wives, and children. Secondly, he has an obligation to his country, people, and community. Next question, describe the inauguration ceremony in simple words. It was the day 10th May 1994. The first democratic non-racial government was to be installed. Dignitaries from different countries participated in the ceremony. South African men, women, and children of all races were present there. Next question is, what is the greatest wealth of a country according to Mandela? Mandela thinks that the greatest and real wealth of nation is its people. They are finer and truer than the purest diamonds. And last question is, what did the playing of two national anthems symbolize? On the historic day of the inauguration ceremony of the Republic of South Africa, two national anthems were played. It was thought necessary to show respect to the sentiments of both these communities, blacks and whites. Playing their two national anthems symbolized their unity. And long question from this lesson. Draw a correct sketch of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was the tallest of all black heroes who gave freedom to the blacks in South Africa. He fought against the apartheid regime of South Africa, which believed in racialism. He spent more than 30 years in South Africa's prisons. He became the first black president of South Africa when his party came to power in democratic elections in 1994. Nelson Mandela was not born with a hunger to be free. Later on, he realized that his boyhood freedom was an illusion. And when he joined the African National Congress, his own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of his people. He realized that he could not lead a free and honorable life if his people were in chains. Nelson Mandela had a wider vision of humanity. It shows his greatness that both the oppressor and the oppressed should be liberated. Both of them alike are robbed of their humanity. अगर आपको मेरी वीडियोस पसंद आई हो, क्वेश्चन समझ में आए हों, तो प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना और बेल वाले बटन को ज़रूर क्लिक कर लेना ऑल पे, ताकि मेरी नेक्स्ट वीडियो की जो नोटिफिकेशन है वो आपको मिलती रहे। थैंक यू।